okay. I've been practicing when I feel something to just let it come and feel it and let it go. Growing up, I've always tried to figure out what those feelings were attached to. And I'm realizing now that not every feeling is attached to something. And that's taken me such a long time to grasp. I mean, I understood it in a sense, I knew it, but I didn't practice it and I didn't believe it, if that makes sense. And I'm starting to believe it, I guess it's the word. And I am getting back to trusting and knowing myself. Growing up, because I've always had this feeling, especially reaching adulthood, that there was something that I have forgotten, that I could do these things in a sense as a child, that I felt that I couldn't do later, like now. And I'm realizing it's one of the main things that I've forgotten is how to trust and know, or how to just know, like to trust myself and believe in my knowing. So just give a little story. I'm always telling stories. But when I was in high school, I remember happening to go to the bathroom, and I think I just know, I can't remember exactly if I found out in the bathroom or if I knew, like I felt that I started my cycle, and that's why I wanted to go to the bathroom. I can't remember, but I was going to go to a specific bathroom, and something told me, no, go this way, and I listened. And I went into the bathroom and I went into the stall, and lo and behold, I did start my cycle, and I didn't have any pads with me. And I looked down on the ground, and you want to know what was right there waiting for me? A pad. The wrapper, not like out. But I was like, wow. Like, these things, I didn't think as deeply into these things as a teenager. Like I did, but it was like, it wasn't a surprise. It was like, that happened. Yeah, I would, like in school, I didn't study for tests. I could not study for tests. I couldn't. But I always knew that I would pass and that I would get the answers right. I always knew. And it was like that feeling. Like I just know it's going to be okay. Like it's not a surprise. It works out for me. And as I got into my adulthood, I started to get more doubt into things. And fear set in. And it just, and that followed suit with depression and all sorts of things. And 555. Sorry. But it became harder and harder and harder and harder for me to trust. I always now would doubt myself. I always, I have this feeling for this. That's too much work. Or, what if this happens? If I do that, then this scenario is going to happen, and this scenario is going to happen, and this scenario is going to happen. Like I already run through the freaking playthrough in my head and get to that end. I'm like, that's not the ending I want, so I'm not going to do this. And as a teenager, it was, yeah, I got this inspiration. Yeah, let's go do that. And that was it. And as an adult, especially after having a child, I know of all these bad things that can happen. And of course, those are the things that pop in your head. And it's definitely a battle. But it is a battle that I will win. So, but going way back, I am practicing trusting that feeling that I get, knowing that, trusting what I know, knowing that I know, if that makes any sense. Kind of like, I get this a lot, when you're driving in the car and you just feel that this car next to you does not have any turn signals, but you just feel and you know that it's going to get over, that it wants to get over. And it could be that your mind picks up the patterns of it, sway. It just picks up, your senses pick up all these different things unconsciously, and that's great. But you just know. And I typically will slow down a little bit to give them room, and the next thing I know, they turn on a turn signal and get over. But that's me trusting that what I feel is true. And 144 1440, which whatever. But we forget to do this. We've been so what's the word I'm looking for? Not really blindsided, but all these other things are put in the foreground. It's like advertisements and commercials, like on the computer. You're trying to get to this website, and all these ads keep popping up in your view. And you're so busy trying to click off these daggone ads, and some of the ads you're like, ooh, your attention goes there, like, oh, that's really cool. And you lose sight of where you were going, which website, what you were doing. And that's still prevalent on social media, Bookface. TikTok, anything, the algorithm. And some things I believe that the algorithm, you can make the algorithm work for you. You got to teach the algorithm how to algorithm. But I know we need to get back to that. We need to get back to trusting ourselves, and that things may get hard, but we need to trust in our abilities. We come here with these abilities, with attributes, like you in a game where you're able to pick your character, your avatar, and pick, the attributes. We come here with those things, but we don't know how to use them to our benefit. At least when we get older. I think we do as children. But our parents, because of their conditioning and the world and other people and caregivers, our environment, And partially, I should say partially, it's for a reason, obviously. But sometimes along the way, we forget that those things are there to help us, not enable us. Anywho, this is already a long video. I hope that you get back to trusting in yourself and not get choked by whatever this is. I can't think of what this is right now. Oh my gosh. But get back to knowing yourself. Get back to trusting in yourself. You know a lot. You know more than what you realize. You just need to quiet the noise and listen to your inner noise.